Today I wanted to speak about a very fascinating subject, and that's procrastination. What is procrastination? Procrastination is, as a dictionary definition, is something that you continue delaying. You do not finish it. You continue to make excuses of things that you're supposed to do. And if you go by the definition, why does procrastination happen? That actually says that you tend to procrastinate due to the law of sustainability. So if you do not align, or if your values, if your ethics do not align with the action that you're taking, at one point in time you're going to lose interest in that. Because if something doesn't match your vibration, it cannot sustain. So you tend to start procrastinating at one point in time, because in the start you're super enthusiastic and you would try to do everything, and then at one point in time you would just quit or start making excuses because you don't see a way out or a way further, and then you start procrastinating. I procrastinated in the past, and maybe once in a while now as well, in my life. That doesn't mean that I cannot do the things that, I have to do, or people cannot do the things that they have to do. And then in one of my meditations, I wanted to know what exactly is the reason that people procrastinate. The theory is true. It's like if something doesn't align with you, you would lose interest. But the question is, why would you start at the first place? If something doesn't align with you, it should not interest you from the start. Why do you lose interest in the middle of it, or just after starting, and then not continue it anymore? And the answer I got, and I'm sure it's the wisdom from the above, if you like, that the procrastination is also the result of deep setting feelings and emotions and reactions and behaviors and beliefs, everything. And now, why do I say that? If you procrastinate, there is a big chance that growing up, you did not have too much of acknowledgement. And there were a lot of things that you had to do on your own. Acknowledgement in a way that you did something, and either you didn't have anybody who you could, show it to, or if you were happy about something and, you could just discuss this with that person. Or you tried to do it and you were not acknowledged as you were expecting to. For example, you made your first very beautiful painting when you were 6 years old, and you went to show it to your mother, but your mama is busy with work, she has too much on her plate, and she ignored you, and then you had that feeling sitting in your heart saying that nobody cares what I do. And that's just one of the situations. And usually any kind of pattern comes from repetition of triggers to that emotion. But so something like that happened, and you somehow convinced yourself that you have to do more, you have to do more so you can get that attention, you could get that acknowledgement. So what you do is, then you get into this vicious cycle of getting acknowledged, which means you pick up anything and everything that people are interested in, and you try to do it, and you start with a motivation, whether you like it or not, but it's like somehow you start putting in effort, you try your best in the start. Apparently, you continue until you're met with the exact same reaction for that. So you were not acknowledged for even the things that you, by choice, would not have picked up. But the reaction is the same. You were again not acknowledged. You were again ignored, or, you know, did not get your due credit of everything that you were trying to do. And somehow you create this belief in your heart that no matter what I do, it's not good enough. And you start doubting yourself, and you start questioning yourself. And then comes your ego mind, or your conscious mind, your survival self, I would say, who comes and takes the driving seat, and it gives you all the reason why you shouldn't continue with the things. And then you start procrastinating. Procrastinating has nothing to do with whether you can do something or not. It has nothing to do with whether you have a talent to do it or not, or you're smart enough to do it or not. It has very much to do with how you view yourself and the things that you do, and how are you approaching them. Is that with the authenticity of being happy genuinely, or is it because you're expecting some kind of recognition, and along the way you start falling into your old patterns to convince yourself that you're not going to get credit of anything, and then you stop. Now, what is the right way to do it? Or what is the right way to handle it or resolve it? One thing is to push through, no matter what your mind tells you. It's like, finish what you started. So whether, you know, your mind is telling you, okay, you know, if you continue with this, it's not worth it. What if this happens? What if that happens? So you push through, say, no, you know what? I'm going to do it because I started it. I'm going to finish it, and then I will see what happens, right? Now, the second thing is create a kind of understanding why you procrastinate, and figure out if this is the action that you genuinely want to do for yourself. And if you do, then you have reason enough to continue. And if no, then of course you know that, okay, I possibly need to stop. But I can tell you, procrastination doesn't come for the events that you started, because as an adult you would know what you were starting and you would be interested in. Not all the times, but mostly you do have that knowledge and understanding of getting your foot into something that you like or you don't like. But procrastination occurs from the feelings and emotions and conclusions that you made in your head when your understanding of the world or how the world works was not very strong. So I personally would think that first question to ask yourself is whether whatever you're doing or you're procrastinating, is it something that will make you happy in the long run? If yes, give yourself the reasons to. And then use that to advocate it, that you need to continue till the end, because this is the end goal. And if you come to a conclusion where this is not for you, you did it for any external validation, well, then maybe you want to reconsider your actions. Hope that helps. Have a good day.